Tonight I feel a chill in the air, as cold as that look on your face. I hear what you're saying, but coming from you, goodbye seems so out of place.
Find out who you are and do it on purpose. There was and will only ever be one Dolly Parton. Welcome to Beyond Your Radio. It's our special show. Thank you forever, Dolly Parton. Dolly Rebecca Parton, born January 19 of 1946 and passed away yesterday, August 25th, 2026, age of 80. The Tennessee-born staple and chief greatest export of the state of Tennessee ever, all time. Left behind not only a legacy of music, friendships, movies, stories that will be told until the end of time, but she also stood taller and more honest than anyone possible entertainer could that I can think of. Genuine. There is no belief that is within her that is fake. She doesn't do fake it till you make it. She was the honest individual. This is an individual that did what she did, never faked a moment of it. She was as real as everything she said, built, including a theme park. No, not that creepy one that Michael Jackson did, Dollywood. And the accomplishments, 11 Grammys, and the best-selling country artist of all time, which she shares equally with another incredibly solitarily named woman, Reba. So one word, Dolly. To describe her in one word, well, let's do that because I think that's kind of cool. Prolific, definitely. Engaging, entertaining, stunning, and that's the rhinestones. Caring, upfront, writer. Yes, that's her on Tina Turner's album. Yes, that's her. That's her, The Bodyguard. That song, that's not Whitney Houston's. Merle Haggard, she wrote for. So did Hank Williams Jr. And, of course, Kenny Rogers. That's just to name a few. Wife, yes, 60-plus years marriage. In the industry and in her position, that's more than legacy. Generous.
Impossible.
Yes, seemingly, right? She actually funded Moderna, Moderna, the vaccine. Has been a philanthropist since she could afford to be. And I believe that was during the Dollywood purchase and making that. She had a foundation under that for all kind of giving purposes that ranged from books to music to anything. She even granted some serious wishes to people and bucket lists of people that wanted to meet her as maybe even a dying wish. She even has an account where she was actually had to try to forgive someone for accidentally kicking her ass. Look it up. Wigs? Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm sure to this day that no one since 1969 has had any idea what her real hair looks like in the public eye. The only thing that was never afforded her, was a seat at Parliament. Because I'm, the wigs. All right, you're working. You have to have the drive. And while I'm being comedic here, you have to understand I'm doing this because she was very comedic, very delivery, sensed. So you have to have the drive and talent, maybe a second or third if you're lucky. And she was lucky enough, but she had modesty on her side that made that, right? So she connected with the ordinary, the spark of connection that's there. At 10, playing, and at 13, she's at the Grand Ole Opry. I'm pretty sure she might be the youngest to ever be on center stage at the Grand Ole Opry. Probably the biggest talent she possessed might not have been what you think. While her voice is recognizable and it's iconic, it was her songwriting, her life experiences, and the reality of her upbringing, home, and life surrounding her that was probably the greatest asset to her skill.
I'll always love you, little darling, until the day but you're not there. And I'm so lonesome without your love. I go insane.
The rest was pure Tennessee cabin born. Yeah, she was born in a cabin. Mountain grit, she'll tell you. And of course, as she says, a little bit of bacon grease, or maybe a lot. She put herself in amongst the people and let them decide. And she never lost favor with that ever, nor she with any of them. Her debut album is called Hello, I'm Dolly. Well, that could have easily been mismanaged and mishandled to Hello, Dolly, right? But instead, it's polite. It's the right introduction. It's the honest starting point. But there is an incredible stream of albums up until her rock release in 2024. That's 49 studio albums. I'm sure there will be one posthumous that will probably rank to the 50, but we'll see. Did you know she holds Guinness World Records? No. Most consecutive decades with top 10 albums entries in Billboard, 7 years straight. Long span between number one hits, 46 years and 197 days between those two. Most decades with a top 20 hit, another seven decades. The most 10 entries in the U.S. country album chart, female, 49. Crazy. Most studio albums released by a female country singer, 66. Obviously, she's going to be the female lead in the country, and Willie Nelson will probably be number one in the male, right? First country singer to be nominated for an EGOT. To explain what an EGOT is, that's an Emmy, a Golden Globe, an Oscar, and a Tony. Long span between number one hits, 35 years, 26 days. Most Grammy nominations for a female country artist, 51. Most hits on the U.S. country charts, 113. Most decades on the U.S. hot country song charts, 7 decades. Most number one hits on a U.S. country chart by a female artist, 25. To this day, Steel Magnolias continues to steal my heart. One of my favorite chick flicks of all time to watch. Yes, Sally Field is mesmerizing in it, but amazing, no question. But Dolly's part was just on. Get it? Not to mention taming Jimmy Woods in the movie Straight Talk. It's hard to tame Jim Woods.
Words from your BS degree. Straight talk, don't try BSing me. Straight talk, turn loose and let it go. You can tell me anything, just like on Oprah's show. Just tell me how you really feel, be on the up and up. With questions I can understand, for answers you can trust. Pick up the phone, you're not alone, we've all got something to say. So listen in and listen up, we'll find a better way.
Speaking of taming the woods and all that, the Grateful Dude is on tonight. I know he shares the sorrow and moment, but the legacy and the legend and all those attachments. So I'll let him speak some truths and what he knows.
Dolly Parton. It's a name that will live forever, I believe. In country music, I was reading today some eulogies that country music people put, and they were rather tearful, to say the least. The reason I'm on the show, I've seen Dolly twice. Once years ago, and once about 5 or 6 years ago, I think it was. She's a wonderful person, wonderful singer. She had a flair for comedy and music. If you listen to her speak, her timing was excellent. It's the kind of thing that you will never forget. And, you know, we lost her too early. 80's a long time, but I think the lady could have gone another 10, 15 years. But the big C got her, and that's what happens. Dolly, we love you and we miss you.
When it comes down to it, the accolades will always continue. There's no question about that. But really, it's all about this one word that truly describes her. And it's not Dolly, although the first cloned sheep was named Dolly. In actuality, could you imagine how wonderful the world would have been? Instead of cloning other people, we cloned Dolly Parton. That's some marvelous people right there. It all comes down to the word love. Despite the fact that I am truly not a country fan, as most know, and I only have 3 albums, of which 2 of them are actually the trio albums with Linda Ronstadt and Emmylou Harris, Trio 1 and Trio 2. And that's because of the recommendation of Jeff Crichton. I will always love you, and I think the world will as well. In fact, when it comes right down to it, despite a legend lost a bit earlier than expected, those accomplishments will spark others. In fact, many of them in the profession are already, as Jeff mentioned, pronouncing their faith and discussions and eulogies to her. But it's more of a hope that it will foster more love and appreciation for being a genuine human being, always and forever. And do that again and again on purpose.